reason we don't think they are is because we have a lot of people telling us they aren't.
True.
Realistically speaking, we're 4 minutes into this and we have 10 viewers.
Hey.
Again,
Wait,
again,
already
Sorry, let
started?
me
Magic-
correct that. 7.
again, magic is just science that isn't figured out yet. To somebody, it isn't magic.
To
I
someone.
think we've milked
Yeah,
this
just
conversation
smarter
enough.
than you.
To wizards, or at least to good wizards, magic isn't magic, it's programming.
Literally why they have usually have the highest intelligence score.
Yeah.
That's a
Yes.
good point of
Also,
conversation.
all I'm just saying.
Artificer.
All I'm just saying.
And that too. That's literally the antithesis.
Maybe that's why it says installation wizard on the old school fucking stuff. The setup. Yeah.
Is installing Windows.
Yes.
So if I
Yeah,
just want to,
let's be honest, guys. Sending stones still use Windows XP.
so
Listen. Okay. Fun fact. The people in fucking airports in my country still use Windows 98.
Impressive.
What year?
I'm not really that surprised. This software is a lot less heavy on systems than Windows 10.
How? Okay. Which country is the most back in time?
I can tell you,
I
but I
mean-
don't know. It's there's literally there's actually a country somewhere where it's somewhere near Moldova and Ukraine where it's basically stuck in the 80s still.
I have
Where?
someplace even
Where?
further back. I have someplace even further back. The uncharted tribes in Africa.
Oh, shut up.
No. That's too much. We're
Yeah.
talking about technology-wise. We're not talking about still tribes.
Yeah, so
You know
This is
they made
stupid.
an episode of that on the Inside Job where they were stuck in the 80s.
You know what? It's at this point that I'd say humanity has advanced too much. Those
Oh.
people must be exterminated.
Oh,
they
shut
can no
up.
longer learn.
Jesus.
Are you
Just lead
are
them
you
to it.
suggesting an ethnic cleansing, Dagger?
Just because they weren't able to get that Xbox.
No, why do you
Hey,
think
wow.
they're still there? Why do you think they're still there? You don't
Oh.
want none of that.
Oh my god.
You think
No.
it's a choice?
I don't want to leave the
Anyway,
jungle.
I'd say.
No.
I know that if I don't keep you
Recommended
entertained, you're all always fucking circled down to ethnical genocide.
What
So
are the odds, Chadwick?
talent.
What are the odds, Chadwick, that shows up?
mm.
The odds of you reading a comment that does that, has that appear.
Okay.
Let's see.
So, welcome to session 5, motherfuckers. I'm gonna ask you a single question and we're gonna start. If you say no, then the session is over. Simple. Are you fucking ready?
No.
Yes!
Okay, everybody. See you next week.
Band.
No.
I
I regret everything. Okay, yes, ready.
Okay. So, motherfuckers. Last we left off, you fucking went through the forest. Just a normal forest with nothing weird happening. No owlbears, no manticores, no tree ants, and no evil lurking in the shadows at night. Quite simply, quite quickly. And then you ended up to coal mesh. Quite interesting a place, stone paved walls, roadways, and buildings. Quite dull, quite pessimistic looking. You got into the gate, leaving Sylvie behind because Sylvie decided to hide out of her past embarrassments. Ventured to see what can you do in coal mesh, and you kind of went to the biggest building following Karok, thinking that it's a temple. You were stopped by guards and you were told that this is the residence of Lord Tarumak, who is basically the ruler or the lord of the city. Karok stormed out to look for a temple somewhere to pray or whatever, leaving the rest of you, except for Chadwick and Farron, who went for Sylvie, to do whatever the fuck you wish to do. Now, yeah. So, what would you like to do? Oh boy, not the wrong song. Jesus. Yeah.
Will we just be waiting for Farron and Chadwick to return?
They know
Hearing an
where
echo
we're
from
going.
somewhere. It's from Araxis' then.
Oh my fucking god, really?
Yep.
Fuck me. Really?
No, thank you.
Shut up. Give me a second, I'll fix this.
What?
Not
Wait.
my type, gonna be honest.
Is this better?
They do know where we're going.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be working. Okay. So, so should we advance before them?
Hey, Farron. Before we ran off, did you hear where they said they were going, or?
Oh, not really. We kind of left in a rush.
Ah, fuck. Alright.
No, wait, I have the easy answer for this. Go to the closest temple, Karak will be there.
You got a point there. Alright. Let's look for a temple then.
Yeah. Also, are you leaving Sylvie behind, as Sylvie did not say that she wished to?
No, she did say she would come back with
Oh yeah, true. So, for Chadwick and Farron, roll me investigation. For everybody else, what the fuck you want to do?
Brit?
Yeah, you can have advantage on this one, buddy.
Temple must be located.
But we have a job to do.
If we happen to have a bloodhound.
No mortal
tracking
task is
samples.
above the gods' will.
We're not tracking down a thing. We're tracking down the quarry, which is where the foreman is. Who's the leader of this town? So we're gonna go over there.
You're just gonna go
Let's
towards
go
the
find
forum. Alright, give me a second. I'm just gonna make sure that everything is going well. So, see, everything reset it again. So since I guess everybody goes, so Karok Temple, Chadwick and Farron with Sylvie looking for Karok, and the rest of you are going to the quarry, right? Okay. Alright. Good,
I
good.
can always find Karok again.
Give me a second, I'm just gonna...
You think you find Karak? No, Karak finds you.
Okay.
Eric will be like, why has nobody showed up for morning worship? I must find them.
You're in the middle of a fight, the fucking door gets kicked in. Is your faith lacking, brother?
So, give me a second. So, let's start with you, the rest of you that is not going after Carrick or Carrick itself. None of you have ever been to Colmesh. All of you know what Colmesh is. It's basically the entire region's coal supply. I guess the majority of it dug out from the ground, occasionally with some strains of diamond found within. You assume that it's a simple, basic quarry. But you realize something as you were entering Colmesh, or seeing it from a distance. You saw massive smoke pyres, smoke coming above into the sky, and you thought it was part of Colmesh itself, the town. No, it goes even further beyond pole mesh. And going for a handful few minutes, you see this massive fucking chasm. Give me a second. Let me give you a picture in dice roll real quick. Basically, the city, the stone-laid city, after a good few minutes, just ends, and you basically see, by all extension, just a pit and mountainous terrain. No forest, nothing. Just this labyrinth, a maze of quarries that you soon go for at least 2 or 3 miles. Dozen smoke piles, and interestingly enough, everybody can roll perception checks. Those who are present. So basically, everyone except for Karok, Farron, and Brit. Not Brit. Chadwick.
First roll of the night was a 5. That's a good sign.
And then that one.
Let's go.
That would be a
Brit.
Dagger blinked and forgot to open his eyes.
Well, most of you don't know where to look because there's a lot. There's just, if you thought that Coal Mesh, the town, was dirty.
It was the wrong character sheet.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically, you thought that was dirty. No, it's just full of coal dust, clouds of ash and smoke, fires everywhere, people walking, mind their own business. I guess only Brit notices, in the midst of all this chaos, somewhere maybe half a mile away on one of the pyres that is seemingly just burning like a volcano, surrounded by a handful of what seems to be 7-8 foot tall elementals of earth, sits a halfling in between 3 of them, minding its own business like it's give me a second. Minding its business like it doesn't even care what's happening around it. Where's the image? Oh, found it. By all extensions, it looks like he is in charge, but the way that he seems to be just not that very interesting in working, seeing that he has these massive beasts of earth by his side. How you wish to proceed?
points like, come on. Just waves over to them, to everybody who's following, and head that way, towards him.
Everyone following, like.
I suppose.
Like we got that right.
So,
Mind the falls. Mind the ledges.
okay.
Please do not patronize us.
Jesus Christ.
It's a long way down.
Okay, can one of you speak real quick? Thank you.
Speaking real quick.
Apparently Discord decided to just say, hey, you know what? Let me just change where the Discord sound goes from. Anyway, good. So, another set of perception for all of you. As back for Karok. Karok, you were told previously, before you stormed off, that there's places for few shrines and a small chapel for Mistra, and you kind of set off. Question: Would you look for something specific, specific god, specific entity, specific shrine, or just any?
No. In fact, I would probably look for the largest one I can find, or the most kind of broad one I can find, because I'm going to try. The way what he's thinking right now is he wants to find a large temple where he can pray for the whole group, because he understands they're busy and with tasks, but he needs the gods on our side.
Okay, so
I'm gonna do group prayer by myself.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, roll me just investigation.
Investigation.
Yes.
What is my investigation? 0. Cool. 4. That sounds about right.
So, you run with zealotry and determination, and you know you just kind of fucking fast walk. Farron and Chadwick asking around quickly for a handful of people and it's a handful of guards where temples might be. You get just pointed to the southeast of the town, and a few minutes later you're basically in just a corner, almost like a dead end by the city walls. You see a simple, quite modest church made for Mistra, seeing that there's an indication, this slab of stone that is written down, and you see a bunch of like tiny little shrines that are several feet tall, and you kind of look around. You see neither Carrick or the Serum Elementals, and then as you think like maybe he's not here, surprisingly maybe he found something else, you see Carrick from street to street. He walks with purpose, with strut and determination, but he walks up and down like from street to street, but basically instead of going to the east, he's going from the north, and then from the next street he goes south. But he looks like he's going somewhere, but
But you keep seeing me go past the same corner over and over again.
yeah.
It's okay. Carrick is confused, right? He has been basically in only 2 types of temple. One, his very, very small, like, childhood village
Yeah.
kind of temple, which is more like a shrine. And the one we were all at. And nothing else. So he does not understand what he's looking for. Clearly, it would usually be the big building, right? Because obviously the gods are the most powerful people.
Yeah.
Therefore, they deserve the biggest building.
But
But he's just been told that apparently that's not how it works here. So
Yeah.
he's very confused.
So yeah, Chadwick, Farron, you spot Carrick before Carrick spots you. Is there anything you wish to do? As you see, the trailing elementals do make around surrounding people just do a double take, as like they realize that there are just, but none of them seem to be even like scared or panicking or pointing fingers, like, you know, screaming that they're just elementals. Everybody's kind of chill. Yeah.
Oh, Clark, I know you'd be out on a boat.
I kind of see you. And I go, ah, good that you're here. Have you seen any temples on the way here? I must have missed it. In fact, I'll just head back and have a look again, and I try and walk off to go find it again.
Oh, what? I know we're searching groups of 3.
Puts a hand on Carrick's
You're not
shoulder.
here, Dagger.
You're not.
You're
No,
far
wait.
away.
Sure.
Yes.
Where was I? Where was
You're
I?
nowhere
At the
close
quarry.
to this.
You're with us.
We're at the quarry.
Oh, never
The
mind.
group is split in 2 right now. Dagger just materializes.
Hey, hey. Listen, it's
Finally,
been a
I
while.
found you.
It's been a
That's why they're
while,
Mr.
criminals.
Fantastic.
as usual.
Materializes, colloquializes, does not.
Rock just appears
Does not
like.
elaborate.
Please, let's just move
Please.
on, okay?
Alright. Alright, yeah, I look. Well, let's not split back up. I kind of take it. I do a double take around me. Are there any shrines near us?
Yeah, you saw like by the wall. There's a chapel that is dedicated to Mistra by just the name. That's how much you assume. And you saw a handful of shrines by the chapel to the side. You didn't investigate, but they were different. By I guess they're what's it called? By how they were built, different figures, different offerings. You didn't read them, but yeah.
Different offerings, different symbolisms. Alright, alright, got it. So, we saw a couple back there, if y'all wanna commence with morning worship.
Oh, of course. I follow along, as if I was confidently incorrect.
Yeah. I walk slowly. I'd offer you a ride, but I already got 2 people here. Sorry.
Oh, no, don't worry, brother. Walking to the local temple is, of course, a strong symbolic meaning in all of it as well. As I'm sure the scripts say. Kind of glances at Farron in the side of my vision, looking for confirmation.
Great effort is probably important, yeah.
Exactly.
Farron just tried to reassure Korok.
He's like sweating. Karok is slightly panicked. He has failed to find the House of the Gods. This is unusual, and he is interpreting many bad omens.
Anyway, roll me. Okay, so assuming you go to the church or you go to the shrines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, which one? Because they're.
No, that we get a closer look at one. I'm guessing not, but off the off chance, I'm gonna keep my eye out one for Troopmore.
I guess everybody roll a religion check to see what symbols you recognize besides the obvious one to Mistra. And as you walk into the chapel, there's not even a door.
Just the group that's there, right?
Yeah, of course. As for the chapel itself, there's no chairs. There's no altar. There is just this kind of clean compared to outside stone floor, about 40 feet in length and about 20 feet wide, and there's literally no ornaments, nothing except for the very end where the altar should be. There is just this stone slab, just a massive stone slab that you assume weighs a couple of tons, that is just depicting a star.
Alright.
Karok's kind of like,
yeah.
I mean, he's acting confident, but he realizes he's completely screwed up, so he's just kind of following Farron along now.
He's not. You're not gonna roll religion. You're just gonna be
Oh, I did. It was 6.
Oh, you did.
Chadwick got the highest of 14 with no modifier. Smug bag.
Okay. So.
Of course, Chadwick is the best at everything.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Not jack of all trades yet.
No one.
Oh boy. So, what you basically see, of course, in the Temple of Mistra, there is, of course, Mistra, her shrine, which is, but even by your understanding of gods, is very, very, right? But looking through the shrines, rejoice, Farron, if Chadwick says there is a shrine to Trugmar. It has a handful of broken tools and weapons presented as offerings. you see a shrine dedicated to Shar, the Night Mistress, a patron to assassins. It has a lot of coal, or maybe just dyed in black silk as offerings placed. The other shrines, one shrine you find seems to have like fresh bread and a fruit. You don't recognize what it's dedicated from, but you assume it's a Fae god or goddess. And one more that seems to be fully abandoned and covered in moss, but there is a singular candle lit up by it. Despite the winds, the candle doesn't seem to be like snuffed out. You have no clue what this god is.
Well, we cannot allow any of the gods to go unworshipped or properly maintained, so obviously, Karak's gonna march over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I'm help him with that.
If you're standing to the mossy shrine, it's about 7 foot tall mossy shrine. Passive perception, Karak. What is your perception?
Oh god. Passive perception. 11.
11. You see that this is a slab of darkened marble that seems to be not tampered with. It's a singular slab of marble that is overgrown by moss, almost with purpose. And there's just a candle that is the simple plain wax candle that is not getting snuffed out by any force of wind.
Well, clearly, this is a blessing from the gods. So,
Actually,
it is lit, yeah?
Yes, it is. I'm gonna change the music because this is a bit too dramatic. Okay,
I will,
there you go.
I'm almost more praying to the candle than I am to, the statue. Not being able to identify it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know
And
what?
I will,
You know what? Roll me a religion check since you're just...
Okay.
Why not? Since you're there investigating, inspecting, seeing if you can do. You
God,
have
I
no
rolled so
fucking clue. The seller has no clue.
Okay, cool.
If we're all here,
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'll just pray to kind of all the gods, asking that they bless us, that they help us do their will, and seek justice for any who have been wronged.
You say a simple prayer. Nothing appears to happen.
I will also give a kind of sneak it in at the end. I pray for them to forgive these poor sinful townfolk for not giving them a good enough temple.
Well, the prayers have been told. It's quiet except for the wind. I mean, Farron. Oh, I mean, before you go to you, Farron. And there's literally no answer, no nothing, except for the calm buzzing of your elementals by you.
And I just imagine I'm trying to do the prayer, the buzzing in my ears.
It's not severe buzzing. It's like that like distant echo of thunder, that kind of buzzing.
Okay.
But it's very
Well,
quiet.
that is fine. I am but a humble servant. I do not expect answers from the gods. I'm not that arrogant.
Baron, what about you? What are you? Because I assume Chad was like, "Hey, Krugmar."
Yeah. Yeah, I'd walk right over to the Trugmar one and I assume.
Yeah. It's a shrine made of a simple plain stone. There are carvings. Any of you read? I guess read can any of you comprehend primordial?
No.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I
here
know Sylvan
and here-
sort of.
Nice try.
Nope.
And here I thought you were gonna say, does any of you read the Bible?
Nah. Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
about half the party for in-jokes.
Yes. But basically, you see a lot of broken tools and weapons. Not like a massive pile, but you can count like 8, 9 of these objects. And nothing else placed neatly at the very, I guess, the beginning, the foot of this little shrine. It's about 7 foot tall. There's no candles, nothing, just pretty plain.
So what I end up doing is I take some of the broken weapons and so on from the travesty of Tanos. Put them down. It's an old offering. That's a battle. And I go on to prayer. Unlike normal people, you know, I don't ask for stuff. You know, the clear thing here is this is a time to praise the God and show what I have done for him. So I go in and I tell a story in my
Okay. So,
About 2 hours.
yeah,
later.
and Chadwick,
About-
anything from you?
Yeah, I'm still kind of new to this paladin thing, so I'm just gonna take cues from him and like kneel down and as best I can, just like on my 2 front, still have my ass in the air. Like, I don't know how this works, but keep us protected and
Okay.
you know, take care of us gods. Thank you.
Okay. So, Farron, you just roll me a D100. As for the rest of you, that is not in the church, let's go back to you. Let's go.
Does that include me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Are you in the church, Dagger?
Jesus Christ.
No.
No, don't confuse him more, please. I beg you.
Please.
Okay.
There's
So,
no gaslighting.
so,
Funny.
making your way down to the pits and making through sturdy wooden bridges made, you can see that there are a lot of humans, dwarves, Goliaths just working, picks at hand, basically carving out potential coal. Carriages, not carriages, but massive wagons are brought in. And you see these elementals, not the ones that you saw at by the halfling in the distance, Britt, but a lot of elementals seem to be doing the heaviest of lifting, basically destroying entire square feet of rock, either digging deeper in or just trying to look for coal or anything else particular. But nobody interrupts you, nobody disturbs you, nobody like tries to get in your way. And about 15 minutes or so, you essentially make it to the halfling, who seems to be just kind of observing the whole scenery, looking downwards, pipe in hand, sitting by just piece of rock, and there are a handful of elementals that seem to be just eyeing you, but also almost like consciously looking for something at you. As the halfling kind of turns his head, looking at all of you, there's no like formal introduction or anything. He just kind of spits at the ground. There's this blacky, inkish tar that comes out, and he says, "So, who are you? What the fuck you want from me?"
I step forward. It's like, I'm Brit from the city of Tanis and Paladin of the Synthis Order. We were just passing, but we stopped by this town to.
You're
Warning.
coming in and out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, you're coming in and out.
your audio is shit.
You're walking away from the mic and then walking back towards
No,
it
I'm
every
not.
once in a while.
That's what it
And
sounds
the mic
like.
is walking away.
Sounds fine to me at the moment.
Well, yeah, at the moment.
Basically, it's just a Brit of the Synthesis Order.
Yeah, from
and
Tanis, and
from
you
Tan-
came
Yep.
here too.
Yep, and we've just stopped by in order to warn you of what has happened in Tanis.
He looks a bit confused. Okay, what happened in Tanis? Am I gonna be playing a puzzle game, or are you just gonna tell me what happened? He kind of eyes all of you, kind of losing his patience by the second.
Kind of poking Brit a bit in the back. Maybe get to the point.
I was getting there, just making sure I had his attention. Not out loud. Just so you, fair warning, Tanis has been destroyed. There was an event that happened, and now there are things that seem to be gathering there of the unlikable sort, and we only seem it fair to warn you that you may want to keep watch in from that direction, just in case they decide to come down this way.
He takes your words heavily, but not saying anything, kind of listening in as he drags a pipe and then blows out this very thick black smoke and just looks at you, Bryn, and says, I assume the Lord has been informed about this. He kind of looks.
What was that?
I assume the Lord has been informed of this.
We were told to come to you first.
By who?
The men at the gate.
He looks a bit. He blinks, confused. Oh. Okay, so you're telling me Tanis is destroyed? Like, destroyed.
Yes, we are. Or we are half of the only survivors. There was only 8 of us walked out from that place.
Barely.
You see, he's
There.
like, he all of a sudden gets a bit of cold sweat and just starts frantically looking for something in his pouch. And who's coming to Tanis?
The undead.
An army of undead.
He kind of whistles a bit as he kind of pulled out a paper, and he starts writing something in with his finger, and then kind of releases the paper up front, kind of letting go fly off the mountain range, and you see this blackish bird manifest, this tiny one, as he starts to fly back into the town, and it looks at all of you. Well, I can assume why you want to talk with me then. I'm in charge with the coal production, and I am in charge with teleportation. I can procure this, but you also need to tell the Lord Karak about this.
That confused look.
What?
And
I believe he
with
said Lord Carrot.
Yeah, the guy up in the heap we were just at.
Yeah, go talk to him. Go tell that there's a whole city with thousands of people dead. I'm not having that conversation with him. I don't want to think about it, but you go and tell them.
He's the one up in the big
Yes,
keep up
yes,
there, right?
yes. One with a giant key.
Kind of gives out a big old sigh. Like, okay.
Oh well.
Thank you for listening to what we have to say.
Ah.
We shall be off.
Okay.
She, without
So many
skipping a
things.
beat, pivots and just starts walking off.
Okay. So,
So many things wrong
Like
with that.
delay and just following behind.
okay, so how many of you actually gonna follow, ask any questions, or, you know, anything?
I'm gonna follow.
As soon as we get out of earshot of him, it's like, gosh darn it, Karok.
I think it would be best to just hurry along.
Yep,
Yes.
so- okay, anyway.
And let's not delay the conversation again.
Anyway,
I'm just trying to figure out how Karok knew where to go first.
I doubt he
Yes.
knew.
I bet he would say it was by the god's will.
He may be right.
well, actually, no, he went somewhere away. Well, I mean, oh yeah, the first time, true.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, about this time, it's somewhere around 5 p.m. And I guess while you are heading back the way you came, I guess for the three of you, Karok, Chadwick, and Farron, back at your little place. Give me a second. So, Farron, how much did you roll for your D100?
79.
79. So, you brought back fragmented pieces of weapons from Tanis to the shrine, if I assume correctly, right?
Yep.
So, as you start to say your story, and it takes, a handful of minutes, and you all just kind of idle, or I guess say your prayers, or just sit ceremoniously and just kind of wait for stuff to happen, or just time to pass by. Farron, as you finish your tale of whatever it might be, of maybe previous victories or the sad tale of Tanis, the soot-covered, broken weaponry of the Sentis Order start to smoke a bit. The soot, the dark matter that broke the weapons, their steel, starts to evaporate, leaving the shiny steel gleam on the weapons, as if basically getting washed by some sort of entity, by some sort of power. Technically, Chadwick, you also would notice that.
All right. Insight or maybe religion check.
Well-
Would it be reasonable to take this as a sign, like, yes, time to reforge these weapons for battle once more, or just keeping it nice for the shrine? Self-insight check here.
I guess religion would be better. I would say
Got it.
religion would have a lower DC.
All right. Check.
You
I don't
have
know.
no clue at all. You're kind of like, wait a minute, what is happening? And it kind of,
Wait a minute. This is new.
this is new.
Spontaneous combustion.
Look at it, kind of like, let's
Just like that? On God?
couple
Okay.
a couple of shattered weapons in front of me. Just look at them, freshly cleaned, purged,
Yeah.
and I leave all but one there. I take one of the fragments of, like, the sword, the stone, like that. Kind of say, I'll forge a weapon, and I'll strike down the enemies that tore down Tanis. It will be a glorious fight.
As for the rest of you who are accompanying Farron, nothing of interest has happened. The shrines basically are unattended. Nobody is praying with you besides yourselves. Nobody came to check on you. You see by the wall or above the wall on the palisades there are guards walking, kind of just idly investigating. Some people on the street as well. Nobody really seems to be bothered by your presence. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I suppose we should look for the rest of the guys, right?
What? Sorry, I was distracted.
Yeah, it's cool. Like we're kind of missing like half of our friends, aren't we? So like, we should probably find them or something. I don't know.
I do think they would rest more peacefully, knowing that the gods do indeed favor them now.
Yeah, give them that update. That's important, I think. Yeah. So, which way?
Just looks left and right. That way.
Where are you pointing?
Points right.
Points right. You know what? Roll me a d4. Let's see where you pointed. I'm curious.
Down.
If you roll a one, if you roll a one,
skill.
you literally point at the wall, too. Actually, you point at the correct
in
way.
that building.
Well, you kind of point at the correct way. Technically, point back where you came. Where you came from.
The gods guide me.
The gods. But yeah. Takes for Karak and Farron and Chadwick with Sylvie in tow about 6-7 minutes to basically make it back where they actually kind of split off with the other group, basically by the giant Karak proclaimed church that apparently was built by some make-believe god to live in. As the guards still there, still weapons at ready, just kind of idling, looking at you. One of them looks at you, Kara, and says, "So, had your prayers done?"
I just smile. Why, yes, I have, my friend. What have you today?
Wait, you ask? Wait, did you ask?
Guards. Yeah.
I'm asking them if they've prayed today.
The guards look at each other for a split second, and then look at you. One of them just very subtly, cautiously just says, "Yeah."
There's just like a pause. A very long pause. And then suddenly Karak's face just brightens. He goes, "Very good! I knew you were good and fine citizens. After all, being a guard surely has its challenges, and the gods must give you strength. Of character and body."
Well, as you say that, all of a sudden you see, from what you assume is the south side, this charcoal bird that seems to be just a massive, not massive, but just a bigger raven flies not into you, but into the gate, just kind of indirectly impacts it, and leaves this smudge of this darkish liquid just pouring down. And you see the raven is going beyond the gate into the giant chapel building. As both guards immediately just
I just feel like there's this moment of silence. It's just thud.
He literally just like
awkward silence, and then I just go and go. Is that common around here?
The guards immediately get like startled as the sudden clang, and then kind of looks at both, like all of you, and says, "Yeah, sometimes the Four Masters sends messages that way to Lord Carrot."
kind of squints my eyes slightly. I see. I kind of wonder. I kind of look at the boat again. Look at them. Do any of them move to like go pick it up?
There's no bird. There's just a spot on the gate that is just this oily, darkish liquid that's now pouring down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But a good half a minute later, after the splat and this exchange, you all of a sudden hear a sharp whistle from inside the house. As two men, give me a second, men. Where is the picture? Hell yeah, I found it.
Men.
Yeah, two men,
Hiccups.
quite well equipped, even for the guards outside standards. Run out, opening the gates, not super wide, just for them to get through, and points just immediately at you, Chadwick, and says, "Are you with the Santos Order?"
Baron, talk to him for me. I don't.
Kara's gonna smile. Why, yes, he is, good sir. As are we all.
From Tannis?
Yeah, that's the order I'm part of. That's the order I'm part of. Thank you.
From Tannis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Come in. The Lord awaits you, and then look. And this guy who pointed at you looks at the other guards. If any other one of them come through, get them in. Lord's orders. Both the guards just kind of nod intently, and then kind of the man that kind of pointed at you points back at you and says, "Now come and follow me." Are you gonna follow him?
Yeah, I'm gonna insight, but
What very nice
instinctually I'm gonna
people.
follow.
I'm glad they're finally showing the servants of the gods proper respect.
Inside,
I'm gonna
please,
walk on it.
Farron. Let's see it. Damn.
I'm already walking, so if you don't like this, just pull on my hair.
You have
No, yeah.
you can sense that there is urgency in his voice, like he got immediate orders, but nothing out of besides that. And I assume, well, I guess everybody goes in, and then about 10 or so minutes, Nathan, Sergal, Britt, Dagger, you make it basically back where you last saw your party members split up. Kara going for the temples, and of course, Chadwick with Farron looking for Sylvie. As all of a sudden, one of the guards that you interacted, or I guess Kara interacted as you last been here, just kind of whistles for your attention and points at the gate and says, Lord Carrot awaits you. Your companion's already inside.
How convenient.
Thank you. Then hasten my pace.
Same here.
Okay, give me a second.
Keeping track with Brett, difficult enough.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna. So, where is it? Where is it? God damn it! Okay, so, oh yeah, found it. Jesus Christ. Why is it so loud all of a sudden? Okay. Is it good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So. Okay, so Karok, Theron, Chadwick, accompanied by Sylvia as well. You are led by two of these individuals bearing these axes by their side, opening this massive gate into what seems to be this cathedral. But it's not really cathedral, as you see that it's just very well preserved, maybe ruins of sorts. Like half renovated, half still under repair. thing. As you're getting led by this, I guess, innards of this church, more of these well-dressed guards kind of wait to see you, and then halt you for a bit, and says, "Is that all of you? 4? I thought there were more."
Yeah, we're still waiting on the other ones. No idea where they went to.
The Lord demanded you are all to meet him, so we'll wait for all of them. Do you know where they went, or?
There's a corrupt.
Stairs the corrupt.
Smiles. I'm just happy
Like
to be here.
But like the Johnny Bravo
Yeah.
bling smile.
Oh, but yeah, you're kind of waiting in this outer layer of, I guess, a mansion in this detached chapel-esque thing. It's quiet. The guards idling. There's 6 of them. Just not patrolling, but just more like being maybe security or something. And then about 7 or so minutes pass, and
You
yeah,
you guys got any vegetables that we can eat while we're here? Kinda hungry. It's been a minute.
one of them sighs. One of these people. They don't seem like following anybody. Like there's no senior among them. They all seem to be just, I guess, same rank. One of
Oh
them,
yeah, of course you can lay down some meat, of course.
he just kind of sighs and says, one of them just kind of sighs, grabs a satchel that he had just kind of tucked away, looks through it. The other guards just look a bit confused. The guard that is like looking through his bag looks at everybody else. What? It's the Fae. I'm not gonna refuse a fucking Fae. And then
That is the worst thing that you could do.
And a few seconds later, he grabs what seems to be a handful of apples and just kind of gives it to you, Chadwick.
I'll grab them and start eating.
Mhm.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to give gifts to the Fae. That's the bad idea. But anyway, I keep eating.
Oh, in the chamber of 6 guards, 5 of those guards look at the one that gave you the apple.
Carrick's like stroking his chin. I thought it was you're not meant to accept gifts from the Fae. Something about curses and trickery.
Right.
Either or. Wait, I'm not there.
Yes.
Shut
Shut up!
Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay, my brain's gone. It's all
Handful
the sugar.
handful for a few minutes after the incident of the apple incident. You see one of the guards from the outside comes in, and following them is the rest of your party. And you basically meet in this innards of a church by a giant double doors. One of them just kind of looks at over all of you and says, "Is that all of you? 8? Well, that's a lot more than."
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, we got apples. Anyone want one?
Do not accept his gifts.
They're gonna look at each other a bit, see you, Chadwick, offering apples. Then look at each other, and they kind of walk to the door, and one of them just kind of opens the door slightly and then pulls with some force. A quite rough squeeze of this almost like charred sensation, like charred floor getting dragged or tampered with as he opens up the door and looks back at you and says, "Please follow me. The Lord will see you now." So, how many of you are gonna walk in? How many of you are gonna stay?
I pull out the notepad and can with Britt.
Grabs the stone slab off the floor.
grabs one of the tile.
Rips a brick out of the wall.
But yeah,
Gonna be you at level 10.
I wonder what people use to erase typos on stone.
they
A
bring a new
hammer.
stone.
More
A
stone.
big hammer.
Bold of you to assume a dwarf would ever make a mistake with stone. Use that heresy.
Yeah. So
Oh,
assume,
I'm not talking about the stone. I'm talking about the text.
assume all of you are gonna go in, right?
Hmm.
None of his.
Yeah.
Of course, he has been very accommodating.
Okay. So yeah, you're getting escorted by 4 of these people. You walk into the, I guess, inside this building. Roll perception, everybody. Those.
Is everyone in there now?
Yes,
Yep.
you getting
God.
escorted in, and it's this kind of big manor, a wooden floor.
I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, wooden floor, stone walls,
Hey!
quite opulent. Those who roll 18 or above, please roll me insight.
Let's not roll 11 d20s this time.
All achieved.
Damn.
Nat 20, natural 1. The highs and lows, baby.
Britt's gonna know everything about this. Everybody else will go.
Oh.
What I built her for.
I guess that's everybody who's gonna roll. Nobody else.
Yep.
Damn. Wait, Nathan, you didn't even roll. Damn.
I did.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
the fuck is it? Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yeah, dude.
Roll
Just
7.
yeah. So, I guess Brett and Circle, you notice that this whole manor is kind of odd, just kind of off-putting for a bit as you walk the floors, observe, and the smell. It's charred, it's burnt. You realize you can spot in the stonework up high on the walls and the ceiling marks of burning. For Sergo, you basically kind of just don't really know what to make of this. Britt, you assume maybe not even like 3 or so months ago, this place was probably ablaze, set on fire. They're renovating this for a reason. The flames have touched everything from the floor that most likely has been replaced to the very top of the ceiling. Something horrendous must have happened here. But besides that, it's literally from the doors that you got let in. It's a simple 20-second walk across a semi-opulent hallway into another double door, which opens with ease and no problems, where you see a man by a table reading a notice. The man is human, maybe in his 30s, at the very top, maybe 40s. Blonde almost ashy hair, wielding a cane, looking quite focused and a bit disturbed or shocked even, as the guards who let you in walk in front of you and kind of spread out in the room and say, Lord Carrot, the people you requested have arrived. As the Lord looks at you all and looks at the guards and just kind of politely yet firmly asks all of them to leave. Which, after a few seconds, all the guards leave, leaving you all 8 alone with the Lord. He kind of eyes all of you intently, looking at all of you, searching for something. Is there anything you wish to do?
Like half bow.
Following Brit's example.
Can't bow on horse.
That's a skill issue.
Team bow.
I could barely talk, so I'm just gonna say T-pose. There you go. Things go. I don't know. I am so unbalanced right now. Ugh.
So.
Okay.
The man looks at you for a few seconds, waiting for you. He just kind of walks forward. Out of 8 of you, who I assume is the leader, the head of this troop?
Points at Brit.
Head's
There's it,
turn.
Brit. all of our heads just turn to Brit.
Yeah, basically.
The neon lights that Chadwick was carrying just light up.
Chadwick just quietly takes a bite out of an apple in the middle of the silence.
That would
Loud
be-
crunch.
Those are good apples.
Well, of course,
Interesting.
naturally, the Lord's gaze looks at you, Brit.
Yeah. It is an honor to meet you. I'm sorry that it couldn't have been under more favorable circumstances.
He nods a bit and says, I see. So is it really true what my foreman is telling me? That Tanis has been destroyed overnight without a warning and you are its only survivors?
Unfortunately, what he says is true.
He kind of goes behind his table, sits down on a cushioned chair, and grabs a pen. Well, not a pen, but a quill, and grabs a handful of pieces of paper. So please do tell, step by step, how did it happen? I need to figure out its origin, how it came to be, and because I do not assume that something that we know attacked. This entire region has been under peace ever since the Scorched Line incident almost 4 centuries ago. He kind of eyes you again,
Can
Britt.
I?
Unfortunately, it came quite sudden. It happened so fast, it's hard to get everything exact.
So, as
However,
Can I?
Looks at Brit.
So I assume, Britt, you will tell everything in detail to the Lord, and while that is happening...
And I am specifically leaving out the part where Joseph visited us beforehand.
Okay. Okay, so while...
Can I?
Yes.
Why?
Are you mentioning the fact that we literally died in between?
What?
Let's
Maybe
not.
No.
My better question is why we don't mention the strange person that appeared before this shit happens, you know?
Irrelevant. Brit's story, Brit's decision.
Unless you
I'm
wanna.
choosing I am choosing what information they need to know.
Araxis.
Yeah.
I am
Can I-
also I do agree. I am also leaving out the fact that we died. I'm just gonna say we all blacked out, and then when we came to, the town was destroyed.
I want to roll an insight check on him. His reasoning for why he wants to know the information just didn't seem to ring true in my mind, and I want to.
Okay, roll me an insight. Jesus Christ.
It's all 20s and 1s for me,
So-
apparently.
So you
One or the other.
see a kind of pompous noble in front of you who looks, or I guess, offers generosity to listen to your tale. You kind of realize, looking at him, that he kind of doesn't believe all of you, that you just came in and say, "Ah, yeah, an entire city of thousands of people just got destroyed." But looking into his eyes, you see some sort of understanding. Maybe to the insanity or the mere chance of something out of nowhere going something severely wrong. He seems to be truthful, as he doesn't seem to be hiding anything. So, while Brett is giving a very sincere and, of course, leaving out a few things, anybody else wish to do anything in the room? The
You
room.
just see Farron vigorously writing down as they talk.
Okay.
You're going to rewrite down exactly what happened to Tanis. You just have multiple versions of what happened to Tanis.
It's like a broken
Partially
telephone.
overlapping stories.
But yeah, anything you wish to do while you wait patiently.
Generally speaking, like, what kind of room are we looking at? Is it just like the general, like, office of a nobleman?
It
Anything
looks.
that stands out in that
It
regard?
looks like it's a big. It's not just a normal office. It's kind of big and a bit opulent. You see, nice landscape paintings decorated in gold trimmings. You see, you see more expensive bottles of liquor in the side of the wall. You see a handful of bookshelves decked out with literature. Some look quite expensive by the cover. Relatively well, I guess, quite opulent.
Just having fun, like browsing across, well, the walls.
Investigation
Still
check.
listening into the story, but
Investigation check, if you will.
just side focus in that regard. Investigation. That would be...
Ooh.
We're playing binary D&D today. It's either a 1 or a 20.
You know what? I'll say roll with advantage because what's it called? The Lord is preoccupied with Brit as he's 10. Actually, wait, 10 gives you something. So, you know, perusing through the bookshelf. So I'm not like looking through, but you know, the books are not, you know, off limits and they're kind of close to the door, so it's easy access. Going for them, you see there's a bit, there's nothing of knowledge through these books, but you don't really go through them just book by book, and it's basically collector pieces, autographed books, books of landscapes, and I guess more expensive tales and stories. And then at a corner of the bookshelf somewhere at the second lowest part, you find a scorched piece of just a page, or just a piece of thicker paper, pressed against the bookshelf, as if almost hiding it from the sight, but you spot it.
I'll keep it in, like, I'll keep an eye on it for now, but I'm not gonna act on it yet. Like,
so not interacting with it at all, right?
not yet. Yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah, about.
Does anyone else want to do something? Because I was kind of curious about a tiny detail.
Yeah, I had one thing just for shits and giggles. I'd walk up to Karat and like, I understand you're a noble, and nobles like silks, right? And I'll pull out some of the silk that I got back at Tanis. Would you like some silk?
He looks.
Gifts from the Fae.
Shh.
He looks at. He stops writing, looks at you, a bit puzzled.
Yeah.
And with
does
a
everybody
courteous
else,
smile, even with passive insight, you know that he is completely uninterested. Thank you for the offer, but no, I am a bit preoccupied, as you can see. Now, please, Britt, continue. It's been about 2 minutes, Britt. You basically telling the tale. So, anything else from the rest of you?
like, how heavily focused is he actually on that tale?
He has he doesn't seem to have the composure of a nobleman, just kind of idly reading and looking. He seems to be, from Britt's perspective, you see he writes bits and pieces of your story while like trying to get all the details, and then on another page he seems to like trying to write the cause of it, like some knowledge maybe he possesses or knows, maybe some insight. He seems to be fully immersed into the story and trying to figure out a solution to this, or I guess a way or a source of this. Is there somewhere around?
Does he take note of us? Does he take notice of us moving around the room?
No, he's fully. He doesn't even like. He only stops looking at the paper if Britt pauses for a bit too long.
In that case, I think I'd actually take a look at the scorched piece of paper you mentioned earlier.
So, in the scorched piece of paper, you realize that it's a painting. It's a scorched painting at the very edges, but in the middle, it's still preserved. You see the Lord smiling. By his side, you see a younger female, maybe 20s, 30s, and then you see what seems to be 2 children, both daughters, most likely, about waist high, so 7, 8, looking quite happily as they pose with this background of the gardens. It's a picture, a painting, if you will.
Taking note of it and just leaving it there. Moving back to the rest of the group afterwards.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I was wondering. Everywhere else in the town is covered with a layer of dust and coal.
Yeah.
Because it's this town.
Yep.
I was wondering what the state of cleanliness in here was.
Outside covered, inside relatively clean, but you see footprints of coal and just soot, especially by some of you, since you've been through the quarry, went kind of tracked a bit.
Impressive.
The coal.
That's literally all I wanted to know.
Okay. Well,
Good lord, I have a question.
he doesn't raise his head.
Interrupting him.
He doesn't raise his head at all, and he just spells out like, "Yes."
This settlement is clearly a great center of industry.
Indeed, it is.
Industry brings great profit and success, does it not?
Sometimes. What about it?
I begin with a compliment. Your industry is clearly a blessed thing that the gods smile upon. Industry and diligence. And I give like a little bow. However, I also must say that in light of this industry and prosperity, I cannot but voice my slight disappointment with your temple and religious facilities. Coal is a black substance which truly smothers the happiness in those who must work within and around it.
So, somewhere around halfway through the Kara speech, the writing stops and there's a death stare from the Lord towards Karak.
I am completely oblivious.
I know. Everyone else can see it.
And this terrible smothering darkness can only be alleviated by the good graces of the gods. Therefore, I believe it is in your interest to build a greater temple, that your people may be brighter and happier and work with further industry, thereby bringing more prosperity. Give a giant smile as if he's just said some 10,000 IQ proposal.
He gives you the Lannister stare. He looks at you.
The retard smile.
and then he just goes as politely with cold fury as he can. The gods, all of them, can die in the ditch for all I care.
Simultaneous weapon draw from like 7 people up in rooms.
Guys, hold up.
How many gods
hold
are in this room?
Wait,
Oh,
hold on,
God.
guys, we all took.
Really?
None of them. They left, didn't
Can
they?
I have wait? Can I have a moment here? We all took intimidation, right?
Yeah.
I think it's time for a group check.
did.
I am going to
This is
literally so slowly. You can like, you know when someone's so tense and they turn their head and you can physically hear like the creaking as they turn their head. I'm gonna look at all of you,
So this is how
and I
we
don't
go.
say a word, but you can
Dave's
tell
music
the word I'm
stops.
thinking.
Again, can we roll a group intimidation?
Can
Put
I
a stop to
I'm-
this and say
Yeah.
moving on.
No,
How do you want to move on from that?
no.
Whoa. Listen. We cannot force others to worship the gods as we do.
On that we must
We're
disagree
not-
theologically.
Let's not ruin the chance to save lives.
We
simply
must
because
save
of someone's
lives by
belief.
bringing them into the gods' good graces.
I'd rather not have the whole town after us. Thank you very
Yet.
We're saying this right in front of the
I
guys.
look at any of these naysayers
not
with
Karak,
disgust.
way up.
Karak, the Lord looks at you, still staring at you, and says, "There is a reason why I despise the gods."
Then you best speak quickly.
They haven't been less on
Thank
this village before, have they?
Huh?
Karak, I'll take it from here.
They haven't been good to this town before, haven't they?
No, they have not. He kind of looks at you, Nathan, looks back at Karak. By all means,
Error 404 does not compute.
by all
Gods
means,
not do good? Huh?
by all means, most of people here reject the gods, for they only bring fire upon the city and plagues in the quarry. Nothing more, nothing less.
There is a silence as Karak looks down at the floor and looks back up at him with a smile. The gods do not bring fire, only his servants. Coal burns for a long time. I have heard a fire pit can burn for over 100 years if set alight correctly. Truly, this would be a terrible blight. One that I would not wish upon any good servant of the gods.
Anybody else hearing a threat?
I am definitely.
You wanna roll a deception check there, buddy? Or an intimidation check, Kara?
I'm not lying.
No, Kara, intimidation.
Intimidation.
Should we do the group thing?
I've
or
not
no?
got a roll of a 5 today.
I wanna. I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna roll
You didn't roll a 5.
He kinda just stares. He's still fucking Lannister TM stares at you.
All right, I'm into this.
I'm going to let out a sigh, and then look at the floor. Several moments, gathering my thoughts. I will then look back at him with a smile. I believe it is best that I leave you now with the friends of my companions, as their company will be a better representation of our god's goodwill than I. And with that, I will turn and leave the hall.
Good.
How very mature.
No. Carol,
that was the proper response. No, don't stop him, Circle. Do not
stop him.
No, but somebody should join him.
I have a feeling that he's leaving to burn the city down.
You're exaggerating.
Adwick and Dagger and Circle.
This is Kara.
Follow him.
You can't have Chadwick follow without me following, mate. I'll
follow I can put you down.
Dagger and Circle go follow him. Make sure he keeps that up.
Fine.
I'm going to stop and turn to the Lord. We are terribly sorry for our friend's behavior. He is incredibly zealous.
You should probably
excuse us.
be quiet, Circle. Let's move on.
Well,
know that he does not speak fully for the group. He is a bit eccentric in that.
Well.
Anyways, sorry for that interruption.
So yeah, Karok, where are you heading at?
Karok requires air. He requires silence.
Temple expansion.
Like he goes to a temple, starts fixing it up immediately to vent his frustrations.
He's going to burn down everything near it to make space for a bigger temple.
Please.
I will.
Stop giving him ideas.
The nearest temple I can find. I require guidance.
Well,
more specifically, I require a chance to let the gods stop me.
Jesus Christ.
Nice. You know what? Do you mind if I take a bit of a vocal stand currently with our dear Karok?
Shall stay silent.
Oh, sorry. Are you asking him that?
No, I'm asking Araxis if I can get a moment.
It's up to you. Fucking you, Circle, and Karok went out.
Permission to stop him from. You don't need to. You don't need permission to stop him from burning down this place.
No. That's not what I was asking. I was asking if we were gonna, if the view, the current viewpoint was gonna be to stay with the major group or.
Oh, it's still with Karok. Let's hear it.
Okay. As Karok walks outside, I assume that's where he's going.
Yes.
Right? I'll put a hand on your shoulder. Karok, May we walk a bit? I feel an imbalance within you, and it is best that we speak of it. You are torn, friend.
For a split second, he looks at you with berserker eyes, and then he blinks, and it goes back to normal. He's like, I think that may be for the best.
Yes, I will join you in this walk, and hopefully we can both calm our nerves. I too am slightly unbalanced currently. I feel a walk would be good for the both of us. Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Listen to the big teddy bear, Karok.
Now, what troubles you, brother?
Have we left the building?
Yeah, you left.
Yeah.
You and all in
Yeah.
circle left. And I guess before you say anything specific, let's go back to the fucking.
yeah.
Because we're just gonna look back about like the gods are above all. What is this bullshit? Anyway, back with the Lord. Takes another minute, and Brett, your story is done. A few details, of course, not being told. The Lord looks at all of you, less tense, less agitated, back to his usual self. Looking at the paper again, looking back at you, Britt. So, the city of Tanis is no more, but a pile of smoldering nothingness, ruin.
Its current state, but things
Well,
have
I
started
also
to
tell
develop
them that
to it.
on. I also told them about the army.
Yes,
of
you
the
did.
undead
You
making
did.
it away.
You did.
Yes, and currently serves as a spot for cloaked gray figure with an army of undead.
That is concerning. And knowing full well this is, by all means, this is a declaration of war. But the problem is what the enemy is. You need to go to Olash to the Censors and report. Very well. There's gonna be a transportation of coal following it next morning, about 10 in the morning. Using teleportation magic, it will be brought into Olash, saving you quite a bit of days of travel. From the warehouses, you, I assume, know the whereabouts of your order's headquarters, and you can discuss your business with the Grand Master.
Of course. We graciously accept your offer, and we shall, if you just give us the point of transport, we will be there bright and early tomorrow.
You'll easily spot the foreman, because his elementals always do the heavy lifting when it comes to taking the coal to the teleportation circles. Nevertheless, there will be a spot for you, and you just need to find him in the morning and wait. The rest, he got it done for himself. Nevertheless, he kind of looks at all of you. I assume you need a bedding, housing for a night, for the evening.
Most
That
of our
would-
funds were sadly destroyed. So
Yes, unfortunately, we do require a place to rest for the night. If you would be as kind as to offer.
Naturally. But I do have also additional questions, seeing as you are paladins, you are capable and skilled in your own ways. And since it's still not even evening, fully, midst of summer, and you still have quite a few hours until that, is there a chance you may wish to earn some gold?
Look back at the rest of the group in here.
He doesn't look to be responding to that. His face is just. It's hard to tell because his face is constantly, perpetually in an intense, focused look. But you can tell by just knowing him, he's pissed, and just staying quiet.
I think that would be a good distraction for us to do. Yes.
So,
I feel like a lot of my friends here need something to hit, so.
good. So, seek out Elementalist tie in the quarry. There's a section of the mine that has been closed off because some of the Earth Elementals have gone rogue. That's all I know. For completing this task, if all goes well, you will be rewarded 75 gold pieces. If these terms are agreeable to you, you can set off and try to find the young elementalist.
We will gather the rest of our group and head out there without delay.
He kind of nods. Very good. You're dismissed.
Gives another formal bow. And says, turns, pivots, and then motions for everybody to follow.
Chad, picking up on Farron's energy, doesn't bow, just kind of looks at him. Yeah, salutes and walks away.
Okay. So yeah,
Following as well.
well, going outside, without any problem. It takes you a good minute or so to find Dagger, Karok, and Circle, as Dagger's basically giving a pep talk of like, are you feeling okay? Are you good? You're not good. You're not good at all.
Hey, Karak. I understand it was a little tense in there, but you want to go smash some rocks?
Wait, are you here? Because he kept walking.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't take long after you went away that you're also,
Okay.
So, it's easy to spot and.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
In the short time that when you come out, Karak looks less furious, but he looks almost like a child who's just been slapped by their parent.
We're not.
Just confused and upset.
Karak, while I admire your dedication, please. That could have gone out a lot worse.
Brit, I've got
How?
this.
Worse? The gods here are smothered under smoke and dust and hidden in back passages, while this
The gods. The gods.
creature of a man sits in his palace, a place that should belong to the gods, but it does not. Instead, it is a throne of his personal wealth. He smothers the will of would-be faithful servants in labor and toil and darkness. How is this righteous?
Brother,
Tell them the truth.
Am I going to get a chance today?
Go for it.
Thank you. So, Karak, am I to believe that the conversation we had in text that was
Oh, that was like
Hopefully
just
short.
brief things we said before they arrived, yeah.
Okay. I understand your disbelief of such heresy, brother. But in showing such ardent fervor towards these heretics is not the way. Show them true strength and the calming light. The way is through peaceful talk, not such harsh words. Falling to such primal needs is below us, and you will only follow them in this if you bite. So be stronger. The gods' lights will shine through. Our beliefs are stronger. Let them not sway you with words of hate. So remain calm in the face of adversity. Is this not good advice?
Um.
So,
Pain.
1 out of 10. How's that?
Pain.
1 out of 10. How was that?
3.
Okay, hang on. This is Vorum at the moment. No, sorry, not Vorum. Karok. Sorry.
Worm materializes.
He just kind of looks around at this place, and he just grinds his teeth. Then he literally puts his head, one hand to his face, pushes it down, and then when he looks back up, his expressions have softened a lot. They are diligent. He's clearly still unhappy, but is willing to show patience. After all, that is a virtue of the gods.
Your strength shows.
He simply blinks heavily and then says, "We are here with greater purpose. I shall not be distracted at this time by other transgressions, but I do ask we do not dwell here longer than my faith can withstand it."
We have a way to get to where we need to go faster. Unfortunately, we have to wait till tomorrow. But in the meantime, I suggest
You say
we
tomorrow. You just.
But to keep your mind off things, we do have a job to do. Over in the quarry, it would appear that we have to go and some of the elementals have gone rogue over in the coal mines, and we're to be sent there to do whatever it is we need to do. So it might be a good time to show them how strong our faith is through actions.
A show of good faith should reignite some flames. Don't you agree?
He doesn't mean literal flames, by the way.
Yeah, it could.
Just thought it was a needed clarification.
Now then, I believe we should not dwell on thoughts. Don't you agree, Britt? We should go there.
All right. Well then, let us get this done.
Kind of pat Karok on the back. You've done good.
Maybe through your
He does not
actions,
feel
they'll see the
good.
light.
Every atom of his body is unhappy.
I know what you're feeling deep inside, but putting on a strong face is the right thing to do. Sometimes the best thing to do doesn't feel the rightest. Anyways, I believe that we're moving on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh boy. Give me a second.
I was wondering what the fuck was that awkward silence.
I don't.
There's only silence
Listen,
for
letting it
listen,
sink in.
listen.
Oh
with the-
no, it's awkward silence because we already left.
Yeah.
It's awkward silence because everybody fears being the next one executed by Karok in religious justice.
Actually, I should unironically, who told him not to? I should write this down.
Yes, please do.
Told him not to what?
Did.
Not to
Overlook heresy. I mean, not
overlook.
to kill
Yeah.
a heretic.
I'm pretty sure.
To be
so.
clear,
Brit.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
all of you, actually.
no, you take one look at Farron, and you know he would have gladly taken up a weapon with you.
Yay! Okay, fair. You get you get a pass
it.
on Karak's inquisitorial notebook.
Jesus God. Jesus.
We're all going on a list.
As we go, as I pass, both Chadwick and Farron, just a big old tap on the back of his head.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's a weird way to phrase punching him in the face.
Okay.
That's a weird.
If you
Oh.
react, it's like,
I saw you eyeing him with malicious intent. Don't encourage that here.
Jesus Christ.
He is nothing but a bug. Blames the god for his own weaknesses. Pathetic. I don't have time to waste energy on such sorry excuse for human flesh.
Brother.
Damn.
My friend.
Damn.
He is not worth the disgust we hold for bugs.
Sergal is going to just like walk past everyone as this conversation is happening.
Angry grumbling from Karak and Farron.
Just like everyone else is talking about this, and Sergal's just continuing to move.
And then I want this. This is like, look, we are not in Tannis anymore. They haven't been able to see the light because of this.
I'm sorry.
This is going. You have to understand that this is a thing we're going to come across on the regular.
You said we're not in Kansas anymore, and I heard we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, we're not in Tannis anymore.
I get what you're saying, Brit. But while I steal my blade and my tongue, my wrath still burns. You'll accept that part of me. A Dwarven's nature does not get tempered by cultural difference.
Jesus Christ.
Basically, Brett, you know, the Chadwick, not Chad, the Farron translator is like, yeah, I won't do anything, but I'm still pissed as hell.
I'm gonna change it, but it's still fucking shit.
Angry.
Exactly.
Very
That
angry.
being said, I say the same thing to Karak, that our actions, not against those who deny the gods, but our actions to help them, possibly help
Actions,
guide them
not
to-
words. I understand.
Actions speak
Oh,
louder
no.
than
We are
words.
on the same wavelength.
No, it does not.
I believe you should stop, Brit.
Actions to help them.
Jesus Christ.
You're
not
mixing
cause them
yourself up.
harm.
I just imagine at the beginning of that conversation, you'd actually convinced him to just leave it alone, and the more you talk, the more he's like, "Oh, I see. I
weren't
see what
supposed
you're
to."
saying."
Dude, fucking not.
This is a sidebar.
Okay,
between
move
me
on.
and Farron.
Move on the scene before characters of 180.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Next scene. Roll the clip.
Roll it.
Stop trying.
Roll it the
And
fuck up.
action.
Yeah, roll it the fuck up,
We
Jamie.
were having. I was just having
Okay.
a conversation with just. Farron, but okay.
Okay. Calm down.
Bad.
Okay. Oh boy. So, oh god, Jesus Christ, I'm lost for words. Give me a second. So last, Jesus. Oh boy, give me a second. So, oh, fuck me. Shut up. Okay. So, you make it your way back to, I guess the quarry, which takes you a little bit, about 10 or so minutes. You, I guess, make it back to the quarry. It's still I guess people are still working, stuff is still happening. And I assume you're gonna look for the tiefling. The foreman.
Correct.
Roll me an investigation.
Everyone or just...
Yes, everybody. Unless you don't want to help, then I guess...
Investigation, you said?
Yes!
Sorry.
Yeah, fair, and I think you're better at investigating than me.
Anyone want an advantage because I got a +0.
I'll take it.
Besides, I don't think Karak's gonna be.
Hey,
on his
advantage
best
alert!
game.
What the hell? It's a third day 20. What are you doing over there?
Hey, listen. I'm either rolling below 10 or a nat 20.
He's
I'll
stealing
take
all
it.
of our luck.
Damn.
I
It's
will
not
steal
my
the
fault.
luck back.
Damn, okay. Oh boy. Luck. Jesus Christ. God.
Yeah, I actually have aimbot on Farron. That's how I'm able to hack it so easily.
Sergal has prayed to RNGesus for a while now.
That's his god.
Yeah. Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, calm down.
No, denied.
Okay, Sergal. You out of first of many who actually spots immediately an oddity amongst the crowd below in the quarries as you kind of walk in and observe the same thing. Those who've been before, you still see the foreman with his elementals kind of chilling, looking around on maintaining stuff. Sergal, you see almost immediately in the midst of humanoids, with either caps or just without anything on them, mining, digging, pulling, pushing. You see by the giant elementals who seem to be carrying these massive chunks of coal. Beside them, there is a tiefling, black as the coal that is getting carried. Young male, maybe in his 20s, no more than 25. Of course, has simple clothing covered in coal, dust, and whatnot. A good 300 feet away, kind of doing his job. So technically, you have spotted a tiefling. You don't know if it is.
There's just like a moment before he tells everyone else where he kind of pulls his hood down a little bit further, and then he says, "There, I think he's the one we're looking for." As he just like looking at Brit specifically.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everyone this way.
Second.
One of those moments where I wish that we would actually play in person if it weren't for the fact that we are across the world from one another, because this is just a moment where everyone just salutes and just continues on.
Salute.
If only.
As we walk towards him, Sergal also kind of drifts towards the back of the group.
I see. Give me a second. Well. Yeah, it takes you good 2-3 minutes, and you see these massive elementals roaring as just kind of tossing pieces of coal, and all of a sudden the tiefling for a second almost wants to look at all of you and shout something, and then kind of compose himself. You don't work here. Elementalist Taja, how can I help you? What?
We were sent here by yeah, what's it?
Lord Garrett. Or Lord Garrett.
Lord Garrett. To deal with an elemental problem, as it were.
Oh, Oh, yeah. So Ivan sent someone. Great. Good. Good. Yeah. We found a mining shaft. Well, I mean, we dug it out, but it led to a lot of caves that have seemingly previously been dug out. Everything was plundered. Quite a lot of coal, even bits and pieces of iron. And then all of a sudden, the elementals that were in those caves started to attack everything it saw. And yeah, it was closed for that reason. So you're here to deal with this problem, I assume?
That is correct.
He kind of nods immediately, kind of very jittery almost. Good, good. Finally, I'll have some more work to do. And he's kind of nodding along, gives you like a hand motion. Please come. I'll lead you to the mine shaft.
Do you have any requests of how we should deal with these elementals, per se?
He kind of looks back.
Do we need to?
Just kill it.
Do we need to?
Just kill it. I mean, you hit it hard enough, it's gonna be dead. I guess blunt weaponry are not very effective against it because creatures are made of stone. But besides that, yeah, just destroy them. Search all the caverns, see if all of them are destroyed. If they're all destroyed, I can quickly run through it and see if anything's there. If there's nothing, job is done, and we can get paid from the Lord. Any more questions? Passive insight from
How many?
If I remember correctly, there was 4, but if testimony from the miners is to be correct, some of them started to fight their own, so it might be 1, 2. He shrugs. Don't really know.
No? You said you're an elementalist, so you control elementals, don't you?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty practical. See, even you have an elemental amongst you, as he kind of gives like a hand motion towards Karok, kind of pointing at his companions.
Yeah, no offense, but if these elementals are running wild, you're not doing a good job.
You could. Here's the thing. You got to. Yes, in a weird way, yes. Long story. Anyways, shall we get going?
The elementalist looks a bit confused and kind of shrugs it off.
You said you were saying insight check, right?
No. I said that everybody passive insight. He is very jittery. He's excited about this.
Oh, excited jittery.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. So, give me a second. I'm just gonna make sure everything is going fine. So, takes you about 10 minutes going through the lowest parts of the quarry, and you see there's mine shafts with wooden foundations and basically massive wooden rods, as without any incident, walking for about 10 minutes. Occasionally a shout from the tiefling to the elementals or to the people working, and then you make it to a mine shaft that seems to be blocked by a massive boulder, and there is this in white charcoal or just white paint by the side on the rock. It's written 10, and then the tiefling looks at it, looks back at you. There you go, mine shaft 10. Out of order for about a month or so. I assume you're ready, prepared, right? You're not here just to gawk at it, because then I can remove the stone.
Yep. I look at everybody. Are we ready?
You
Yeah.
Farron seems to
Slow
chill out a
nod.
little bit, but his brain's going, "Ooh, how do I kill efficiently?"
I look at Farron and said, battle formations?
Yeah. He stretches out his arms. Let's make this quick. A glorious battle for next prayer.
Well,
It will be good practice.
okay. So, good news for you, as you know, you all prepare, and the tiefling all of a sudden points at the rock, and you see one of the elementals who've been basically digging few dozen feet away, kind of goes up and just kind of slowly but surely pulls the rock out, and kind of leaves the thing open for all of you to go. The cave entrance to the shaft to the mine. It's about 12 feet tall and maybe 20 feet wide. And all of a sudden, Tiefling just kind of stops you, almost like remembering something. Oh yes. One more thing I forgot. Probably not a big thing, but some caves do possess natural gases that can implode on fire. So please take these, as he kind of goes through his satchel and grabs you a handful of scrolls, 6 of them in total. These are scrolls of light. You speak the spell into any item you wish, and the item will light up for a certain amount of time. So, question. As hey, who's ready for some Roll20?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Everybody join in.
I think if they've just mentioned
gonna need to
like
BRB.
gases and stuff, I have to ask: do things like thunderous smite physically cause lightning?
They
No,
cause
it's
thunder damage.
it's sound.
Okay, just checking. Or like what's the other one? Scorching.
Branding.
Would not recommend
Searing smite, scorching
Searing,
smite.
that's the one I'm thinking of. Searing smite.
That causes fire damage.
I know, but I'm asking, like, at any point during that, does it actually cause
Nope.
like
Nope. It's
physical
it's,
heat, or is it just to the target
It's just a
before we
crack.
go swinging?
Yeah, it's just a crack. It's just a crack.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, give me a
I
second.
just felt like I there's not in character for character to ask that, so I'm asking.
Yeah. So question. I will have you give me a second. Da-da-da-dum. So, give me a second. That's good enough. Anyway, as you take, I guess, battle positions, I'll give you how you can change it. But who's going up first? And of course, please, if you wish to do anything as you traverse through the mine, besides perception checks, because perception checks. Also, it's fucking dark immediately after like 20 or so feet. So,
I think the better question is, who does not have dark vision?
you? Oh wait, no, you do. Shit, never mind.
What
Disregard.
does that matter if we have
and
light
Sylvie.
sparkles?
No,
Hadwick, Dad.
towers do not.
Yeah, Chadwick, Daga, and Sylvie don't have dark vision.
The fake creatures
Technically,
don't have 'em.
Sergal isn't supposed to have dark vision.
Question. All right, so we're going into a cave. Is that right?
Yes, you're going to the mine to look for.
How wide is it from side to side? With
about 20 feet and about 10 feet of height.
All right. Then we just prioritize. All right. Music just kicked up. Let's see.
Music just kicked
All right,
up.
I'm just setting up formation. Don't mind me. I just needed that information. Thank you.
Second. So.
I've completely forgotten where we keep the link to the Roll20.
Oh god, give me a second. Just gonna click.
I should have just
D&D
favorited it. Why
notifications.
did I not favorite it?
It's in D&D notifications.
D&D notifications.
Mhm.
Thank you. Ah,
Just
there
gotta
it is.
scroll like half a page.
Just gonna make sure that this little thing is not like showing any critical information that all of a sudden I accidentally dox myself, just smiley face. Okay, so
Frog.
it's gonna make sure that you go here. And yeah, that's 8 of you. Let's go. So I'm gonna quickly do this. Hell yeah. There you go. It works. It works. And I can push you from the green grassy into the cave. As yeah. Please. Perception checks, everybody.
Do we roll in roll 20 or not? I can't remember.
No, in dice roller. So yeah, I just need to check.
Again!
What the hell,
What?
Turgle?
I mean, are you mad that he's winning?
The luck is mine. All your luck are belong to us.
Listen. I'm just saying. Good that you're actually like doing stuff. Let's go. Let's see. So
I love how I'm matching Circle without having a 20.
So simple question, of course, for you. You can assign your battle positions because you've been walking for a good 5 or so minutes, and it's been basically just quiet. And then you walk into this. How can I start? Just an opening. It's definitely quiet. Give me a second. There you go. It's moist. It's earthy. It's just, Also, can you see your own characters? Yeah, you can position yourself how you wish.
Oh yeah, actually, can you give my character's positioning ability to good old Chadwick, unless Chadwick is not available in the,
I mean, Chadwick is.
Chadwick
available.
acts as my feet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Give me a second. I just want to make sure something is happening. Okay. Oh yeah, Karok. You can.
Okay, I'm
Rock
back.
Needs
I'm-
his elementals.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if the
I'm
elementals
back.
can flank him.
where's
Sorry,
Nathan?
I was doing a biological cleansing.
Yeah.
Not
So,
asking about the details.
yeah. Give me a second. There you go. You
Alright.
can have these.
Uh,
And I don't know what is
for
Sylvie
one
gonna
thing,
do.
Nathan's
Okay,
missing.
move him up. Move. I was
Oh,
gonna
there's-
say.
I'm in
There
there, waiting on Dagger to join in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here. Hello.
There.
Hi.
Hello.
So give
So
me
what's the formation? Sorry.
That's
It literally is in Dice Roller.
Sorry, I was busy.
Damn.
Okay. So,
Damn. Give me a second. Let me check. Is this the
Nathan,
proper?
you need to move to the.
Somebody needs to get Sylvie's
West.
stuff and
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Okay. So.
If no one wants, I can take control of Sylvie's position.
Wait, we need to move up one. I think.
Everyone putting the puzzle together. We got this, guys.
Yeah.
Listen. It's much easier when you've been a soldier your entire life. We have not.
Exactly.
Out of
Eh,
character. In
anyway.
character, pretty much.
Anyway, so as you walk into this, bigger, more open area, you see darkness in front of you, but you can hear quite well as everything echoes. Nathan, Britt, and Sergel, looking into this opening, this not chasm, but just I guess opening into the mine. There's not a single sound, nothing, and then you realize that there is something kind of by the ground, something moving, rumbling, and then you see the slight glow, elemental glow of a yellowish by the ground, as you realize that they're not just random piles of rubble, but actually living beings of rubble. Additionally, on top of that,
Chonky boyos.
yeah, additionally on top of that, to the very in front of you, to the right, at the very edge, you see a different elemental with different coloration. While these ones are almost like you could say from the outside, these rougher, bulkier with of course lifting and digging capacity. You see at the very far right of this room, this leaner, taller, kind of encased to the wall, shimmering green light, like an emerald. Another elemental, but definitely not what you're used to see. I guess in the core, at least.
Not standard issue.
Yes, not standard issue at the very least. By all intents and purposes, everything is quiet. You don't know if they noticed you, but you sure have noticed them.
Do they see? Are they doing anything, or are they just like standing?
They seem to be just idling.
All right. Looks like we
Be
have.
safe to assume that the odd one out is the reason why they went berserk.
I do not think we can assume anything, but it's certainly an anomaly that needs to be checked.
I believe we should stick close to this one.
I have a theory that the strange one might have a bit more autonomy than the others. It's just a theory, though, so...
Okay. So, what you basically see as you're having this conversation, you just all of a sudden hear this. Give me a second. Just this screeching. What seems to be coming from the right side, if you can hear it. And you see this little elemental all of a sudden just disappear, vanish into nothingness, and then reappear to the left side by the wall as the echo of this world subside.
So you said that it was basically connected to the wall, right?
Yeah, and it now connected to another section of the wall, kinda.
I'm willing to bet that it cannot leave the wall, so it might be better to take it last, or by surprise.
Looking at the thing, looks like it has some magic about it. I'd suggest not bunching up too tightly. Might not lead to optimum results.
This formation would be fine for the other two, more upfront one.
Give me a second. I'm
I
just
believe.
as long
We
as
should
they don't-
focus on restraining the two and then taking out the third one. Alright, if I remember correctly, kind of looks over at the two ancient paladin of the ancients. You two have abilities to restrain creatures on channel.
Araxis, would I know enough about elementals to be able to say that they're, like, really hard to grapple?
Jesus Christ! I don't think you ever grapple
pretty
element.
I'm
bit
asking I'm asking you just so that I don't metagame.
Roll me
Well,
an
they're big and
insight
chunky,
check.
I think you got. Oh goodness.
Okay. All of a
I'm
sudden.
Something
asking
that one or
because
that
that's
20.
what Nature's Wrath does.
Anyway,
Did you want me to roll something? I missed it.
Insight. Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness!
Well, you realize that.
Can we cannibalize on Sergal's luck?
So.
Goodness
Lies,
sake.
hold up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like
going.
allowed in the Sentis order. Cannibalism.
Okay, so
Eat the heretic.
okay, everybody now you realize that this like elementals are not exactly good for tackling and trying to grapple them because they're kinda incorporeal. They don't have like a body structure. They have pieces and fragments. So grasping one might not be as very vital as they can just slink it away. They don't have a bone structure to, I guess, maintain. But also, you hear the swirling again from the walls.
Look over to the left.
And you see it vanishes. And the sound as well disappears.
Looking behind us.
There's nothing.
In the fights.
Roll me perception,
I
everybody.
believe.
Right.
If we stay idle, we may be into a fight.
What?
before we're
This
ready.
is fucking
what?
ridiculous.
Wait,
Huh? Huh? What are the
You
odds
forgot.
of that? That's 3 nat 20s in a row?
you need to stop.
Nope.
Cease. Desist.
Huh?
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna check my rule.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
Stop.
Hold on.
Just fucking stop.
I'm going to do another roll
Nope.
just to
nope,
see what
No,
happens.
no,
No.
no, no,
No. No.
Shut up.
no,
Stop.
no,
No.
Stop.
no, no.
No.
It's when you start trying to prove it that you get disproven.
Listen.
Especially when you're in
Listen.
my presence.
Take it
I
from
guess
somebody
everybody-
who has had those numbers at the right time.
Okay,
You're
so-
gonna want those at the right time.
So-
So don't use them all now.
So, good news is, all of you failed perception checks except for Sergil, right?
Of course.
Good news.
Bad news, so as you all look around, you don't find anything. Except for Sergil, who, out of probably sheer, just like, stupidity, looks up. And sees that it's above you.
Oh god.
Yeah, wait, did it actually... God damn, I
It's
guess it-
directly above us.
Oh, yes. It's
Blasting the
well,
ceiling is stupid.
You assume it's maybe 40, 50 feet above you. You see the shimmering green light. It's looking at you, but it doesn't seem to do anything at you. It's just there.
Sergil, like, everyone hears him inhale very sharply for just a moment. And then he's like, everyone, it doesn't just attach to the walls. Do not look up.
Don't look up. If you say so, I'll trust you.
It's just gonna, what is your next course of action?
I believe not looking up is a stupid action if it's actually above us. We should move.
It does not seem. It seems to notice our presence, but it does not seem to be attacking.
If you
At
want
the
to
least,
talk to
don't
it,
put
now's
us
the
Karok
time.
prepares for
Do not
speech.
suggest any sudden movements.
Actually,
Karok
wait,
We are
rising.
going to move slowly and calmly.
What is
We'll let Brit decide, for fuck's sake.
what is happening?
Actually, all right.
Maybe
Ah.
elementals can't
Sergil.
see movement. I don't know.
Okay, we'll do it again. Friends!
No!
We have come to speak to you!
Everybody, huh? Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw. Karok, you roll 2d20s.
I hate
Give me
I
a second,
hate the
everybody.
stagnation. Y'all indecisive bitches.
Sergil,
Sorry,
went
what was
on a
that,
rant
Eric?
too
Was that
long.
with advantage?
Dexterity,
disadvantage?
right?
What was that, Eric?
Dexterity saving throw. Yay. 6!
Sergil, you went on a rant too long. Karok decided to be a.
Yes, honestly, can we stop
The second someone
thinking?
said they're not attacking us.
Can we just stop thinking and just go in? Like, seriously, we could have had the jump on them.
Oh my god. This
Mm,
can't be
stop
like Karok's
flexing
thing
it.
every single combat.
I'm
Hello there!
No, just with every elemental.
Special
I don't
trait
think
acquired. Elemental
Anyone
friend.
but Karok passed that check.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody else
Which is
rolled
how
above a
fitting.
10.
Oh, wait a
Eh,
second.
Sorry, Eric's. Did
Yeah.
you say with disadvantage or advantage?
No. Just deck save, and you roll
Alright.
2d20s additionally for your
Wait.
elementals.
Oh, and 2d20s, gotcha.
Is it? I'm sorry, but is it an attack?
It's an attack. It's more like an
As a
ability.
reaction, I can give disadvantage on an attack made via someone within 5 feet of me. I need. Wielding a shield, I wield a shield.
It's a belly flop. And
Yeah, that's
all of
very
you
fair.
except for Karak actually succeeds.
It's an AoE, not an attack.
Okay, so
There you go.
let's see how much damage you take. Let's see. You all take 24 bludgeoning damage. Let's fucking go.
Done a little too happy about that, my dude.
Except me.
You know,
Yeah, you take
Next
Time.
You take
Next
half.
time, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Next time,
Check
I'm
this
still
out.
the first
Okay.
one who stalls.
Okay,
Chadwick,
so
you take half.
yeah, so this little motherfucker lands on top of all of you, and Karak, your elementals get fucking blasted against the wall and get destroyed.
Now it's fucking real.
Okay,
Now they're dying.
everybody roll initiative, my good people.
Again, next one who stalls, I will slap him personally.
You all fucking stall, that's the problem.
I'm not the leader. I'm a follower at this
I'll
point.
be honest, I was expecting everyone else to actually like
Karak's
slowly
fucking
move
ready.
after they said to move.
fucking I despise you.
After game conversation. This will be a fun one.
After
Based on these
after
rolls,
game.
Karak was the only person who was just ready to go.
I keep
Well, everyone
rolling
was set up for it
sixes.
immediately. I'm gonna be honest here. Everyone got distracted by
Guys,
Circle's
guys.
conversation. Then Karak surprised everyone.
I don't mean to alarm you, but all my rolls so far has been 6, 6, 6.
Remember
That was
also,
chicken.
you lost.
Well, a
you
lot
lost.
of my rolls so
Hey,
far have
hey.
been either 20 or below
Alright.
10.
Hey, I'm just saying,
You gotta pay attention to cues.
you lost 2/3 of your HP. All of you, except for Karak, who lost only just a third. So, you know.
Actually, clarification. Chadwick took half damage. Mountain combatant.
Oh, yeah.
I think I won't have a choice but to use the whole healing thing for the party as soon as my turn comes
Give
around.
me a second.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
pretty
that's
much
pretty.
that's correct.
So stay close.
Okay, just want to check quickly.
30 within 30 feet, please.
20. Wait, give me a second. Let me get some fucking music. Give me a second. Yeah. Give me a second. Dude, I did not fucking. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, no, we all did this. This is a team effort. It's taken
yeah,
the
this
entire
was
team
a
to
team.
fail this patch.
Yes. Give me a second. I'll just quickly. Also, can I get an initiative, or quickly written down while I. Please.
Well, I rolled 6. You know mine.
One of you
Oh.
do a very good job. Okay, sorry.
Working on it.
Thank you. Okay, and.
Just grab my lucky dice to absorb its luck.
Damn. Okay. Oh yeah, I also need to roll myself for just d20 plus 1. Well, good for you.
Oh wow.
I go last. As the giant elemental belly flops on top of you, it immediately regains its form, and you see those two cave-dwelling elementals that were idling on the ground all of a sudden stand up, and their gaze immediately swirls towards you. Let's see. So, listen, Karak, it's actions have consequences. Okay.
I regret nothing.
Hey, fair enough.
It builds character.
Karak,
This definitely-
you're up. You saw your comrades die in front of you, and next to you there's this just fucking elemental just like staring at all of you. not even knowing what's
Well,
going
it would just be weird if I ran past him at the other one, so I'm gonna have to attack him.
Okay, roll to hit. Or
Yeah, let's just go with a normal hit. Start this off calm, you know.
Bold.
My god, I actually get to swing a weapon. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Section 5. As the murder party. This is the first time we actually seriously attack something.
God, my rolls are so fucking bad.
Anything else?
That was kind of shit.
Anything else?
You know, no. No, let's start it off just like that. That will set a good tone.
Okay, in that case, Nathan, you're up.
Why the fuck am I up already?
Yeah, but they're all poorly.
You rolled a 13.
Don't worry, I cushioned the fall for everybody since I'm the first whose head got hit. Being tall is a curse.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? You see this elemental. You see Carol trying to swing at him, fucking missed.
Just passes straight through him.
Yeah, you're like, I just cut off the green stuff it goes through.
This has to get off as fast as fucking possible. So that the others may take advantage of it, I'm going to bless Farron, Chadwick, and Britt.
Woo! Okay. Anything else?
That'll be my action if I recall correctly.
Free action here. Move!
Getting closer.
Where are you gonna move?
That's the... You're not in range of it yet. Don't be in range of it, or else you can't get out of range.
Yeah, okay. That's the end of your turn?
It is.
Baron! You're up. Also, you got Bliss.
Oh yeah. I am slowing my initiative to take it exact same time as Chadwick. We are a unit.
Okay.
Hello?
Fine.
What?
What?
Sorry, did it cut off for me or?
No.
What's up? You need something?
Never mind.
Well, technically,
right.
it's both
yeah.
of your turns, because Chadwick, you're up after him, so both of your turns.
Yeah, this is all good. Alright, so with that, I use... Alright, you know what to do, Chadwick. I'm gonna use my action, help. I'm going to use my, spear to, distract our guy over here, giving, good old Chadwick advantage on his next attack.
Okay. So what is Chadwick gonna do?
Alright. I am going to strafe around just a little bit, staying within range, but just kind of moving away from everyone else just a little. And I will spin around with... The guy said it's resistant to bludgeoning, so I'm going to spin around with my longsword and use my channel divinity for my thunderous attacks.
Okay. Roll to hit, I guess.
All right.
So do we? So,
oh god.
When we're gonna do the thing? Are we just smiting it all at once, or?
Jesus.
Alright, so question, Chadwick, was this for your charge attack? Because you got 2 attacks, remember? You have your charge,
Yeah, he
and then
did.
you have your normal attack.
Oh.
No, yeah, Chadwick has 2 attacks, the centaur is.
So technically that's his one attack.
Yeah, his charge attack has to come first, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Charge since he's on top of us.
Oh yeah, true.
No, you just, wait, don't you have to move 20 feet? He's more than 20 feet around of him.
Please don't move out of the
20
range of the
feet
heal.
straight line.
Ah, I see, fair enough.
Well, move 20 feet towards him, attack, and then move back.
He's on
Chadwick
top
has
of me.
Lack of opportunities.
He's on top of me. There's only so much you can do here.
Yeah. So
Leave it there.
I'm assuming a 15 doesn't hit.
how much? No, that's
Well,
that's
this is
yeah, that's
That's a 10.
No, actually, that's,
That's
a.
not- that's not
wait,
a 10.
that's a 13. That actually hits. Just hits.
Yes.
Roll damage.
Yes. A question. How many squares does this cover again?
This covers. Well, it covers in total 4 squares.
Wait. Actually, no. I think you got it right the first time. That's 12 squares. 2 sixes.
Yeah, that's
Chadwick. Okay, that's. Let's see. 5 feet. You do not cover the entire thing. You get 6 times damage.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Oh yeah,
let's
cause.
see.
AoE rules.
Oh yeah.
AoE
Fuck.
Yes, let's go.
And longsword held with 2 hands is a D10, right?
Yes.
Yes, and you have smite.
Yep. And I will pump a smite into that.
So let's see how
So
much
that would be-
damage.
Go big damage
I
already.
see what you were talking about when you said that Chadwick had a nuke.
For big enemies, this is just a normal attack for normal sized enemies. But for big enemies, it really hurts.
Man.
Why is none of my stuff popping up here? One sec.
All good.
Bum.
Oh, actually,
Pull out
sorry,
the
that was
calculator,
10.
boys.
Let's see. Yeah,
Uh,
no,
let's-
we're good here.
Smite is 2d6 at this level, right?
It's 2d8.
Oh,
Your
2d8?
damage will look
Perfect.
something like, yeah.
Woo!
Times
Wow.
Times 6.
Times 6?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
Did it die?
Oh, wait, it's what kind of damage? Because it's.
That would be slashing and radiant.
Yes, slashing and radiant.
Oh, slashing and radiant. Not magical slashing, right?
Not magical slashing, just slashing.
Oh,
well,
God.
actually, I mean, I don't know. It depends if you count Channel Divinity as magic. I think it is. But, that's up for you to decide. That's a
Oh
DM call.
god, yeah, it is. Fuck.
Smite at the very least
Ah.
is a form of magic.
How do you want to do this?
Wow,
Oh my
instant.
goodness!
Instant.
150 damage at level 3?
The actual Chad.
After it lands on us,
Oh my god.
I'll like look around and be like,
Hey,
yeah,
let's be honest.
motherfucker.
He almost insta-killed us, so...
True. It's only fair.
He-
Motherfucker.
Hey,
Slash
he
right at his
followed his
chest.
namesake.
So Chadwick, how does this entity perishes?
Say the line! Say the line! Say the line!
I'll channel my divinity after yelling motherfucker, swing down and be like, it appears to be smitten by me.
Okay. So what happens is, have you ever seen that one clip where there's this guy coming out of a fucking trailer and just fucking falls down the stairs?
Oh yes, that one.
So basically what happens, you fucking, you kind of think that this is like made of stone, it's gonna be sturdy, you just charge in and swing, and then all of a sudden you see this fucking thing go just hitting the wall and just shattering into pieces. Basically getting destroyed immediately.
Not even a sweat for the followers of Trogmar. Glorious battle.
You know what? I'm clapping right now. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And
And you see
after that, I'll turn around, point my sword at the elementals. All right, who's next?
the elementals who seem to be like kind of looking at you like with intent to kill, all of a sudden just turn around and go to the walls and just start mining and digging like nothing has ever happened.
Let's walk out.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I thought.
Everyone just healing hands yourself, walk it off. Nothing happened. This was a clear.
Nothing happened. Walk it off.
You know what? I might as well just use my thing right away then. Just turn the tides. Might as well. Just
What does it do?
just
let me just look at it once again. Turn the tide. As a bonus action, any creature within 30 feet that can hear me regains 1d6 plus my charisma modifier. So, yeah.
If you
Cool.
guys healing hands
separately, or
yourself,
do
you
you
guys are
roll?
all at max. Just saying no. If you just use healing hands on yourself, you're all at max after that.
Oh.
How much healing hand do we have?
15 HP.
And most of
You
us
should-
took 24.
Yeah.
I
You
have
should be good.
15 lay on. I have 15 lay on hands.
Oh,
No,
wait.
15 hit points worth
Y'all,
of layer.
y'all
Yeah.
have, y'all have 24 health. Did
I
I
think we
mess
took
up my
24
math?
damage.
Oh, wait.
I think
Took
we
24 damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's 12. I'm at 12
so
right
that
now.
leaves me at.
But now we're
9.
healing, so
I suppose. Okay, lay on hands, I guess. Full on.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should all be.
Do we roll that 1d6 separately? Or
Yeah, that's a good question.
Just roll 1 plus. Or do I roll for everyone, or wait a second?
that's what I'm asking.
Just roll. Just
As
roll for
long
everyone
as-
for this case. Just
Hear me.
roll for everyone. That's simpler for now. We
Okay,
can go over the
plus my-
books later.
Anyway.
Plus my character, some modifier. So
So,
If he rolls well, this is max HP for everybody.
Pretty
yeah,
much, yeah.
yeah.
Not
Um,
even 5 minutes, Karok. Not 5
That's
minutes.
just how long
Not
it took
even
for us to
five-
get
that
down.
That was
That was just us
Yeah,
walking
so
down
in
the
a
woods waiting for
so,
minutes.
so it took like 10 minutes from getting to like into the mine shaft to this, and I was just kind of very quiet all of a sudden.
is everyone okay?
I wouldn't call this okay, but
Is let me
Chad.
rephrase. Is everyone breathing still?
Okay.
yes.
A simple
Glorious battle.
a simple thing though. You see where the green remnants of the elemental are. All of a sudden you see the color of the dissipating energy turns to this mild yellowish brown, and you see just this interesting manifestation of form. Give me a second, where is it? In it, like a small little egg in the center just hatches, and there's this. God damn it! If it's gonna be just a massive thing, I'm gonna fucking scream. Ah, it is. No, it's not that massive. It's a small
oh,
little.
for fuck's sake! I remember that little shit.
It's a small little thing where the center of the giant elemental was that seems to be just floating above, and it's maybe less than a foot tall. That seems to be just looking around at the elementals confused.
It looks like a chess piece, and I thought it was going to be Farron's once you said it was only a foot tall.
As it just kind of swirls around from side to side. Wait,
Oh,
yeah,
it's so cute.
yeah. And just kind of
Oh,
starts
what is that
wandering.
thing?
Slowly going to approach it myself.
Okay, do you
yeah, I'm
progress?
gonna be stomping up.
Circle's
Oh,
going.
how many-
Follow,
yeah.
follow her.
It
Diplomacy can only get us this far.
immediately approaches you and just kind of looks at you, touches you, like pokes you. You see, it's a humanoid creature. It doesn't have any legs. It has hands. It has 5 fingers. It has what seems to be a face, floating body, small, and just kind of starts poking all of you. Doesn't seem to speak anything. Just kind
It's
of.
this thing. It's a dog.
I
Try
vote
and-
Korok gets it.
The 4
No, no.
languages, or the 3, both. It's a common, celestial, and elvish. It's trying to communicate with it, saying, "Oh, hello, hello there."
Anybody knows primordial?
I do.
That's pretty fucking usual.
Sylvan's the closest I got to it.
It seems to be saying something, but echoes coming out of its mouth, even though nothing opens, and you just you just hear syllables, Nathan. Like it's trying to communicate, but either not knowing how to speak or doesn't have an ability to do so.
Not knowing what to say.
Yeah, maybe
Does it
that.
bear any resemblance to the thing that just got obliterated by Chadwick?
Huh?
It's the same color of glowy, isn't it?
Slightly.
It's probably the core of the creature.
Slightly
Or an
brown.
egg, an offspring.
Slightly brownish and kind of orange. You could say it's a turns, but you know, it just kind of stares at all of you. It doesn't seem to know what to do with itself. It just kind of starts floating around you. Goes to both.
I extend my hand to it.
It touches your hand as you extend it, just kind of pokes it, looks at it, floats next to it, pokes again, wanders away towards Sergal, starts poking him.
I poke it back.
Oh,
Well,
what are
either
you?
this is the thing, core, or an offspring.
It does not seem to be malevolent. Is
Could
it
we just
malevolent?
agree to have a decision soon?
Just curious.
Look,
on
we were
what to
sent
do?
down here for a mission to remove the creature from the cave. If this is what's left of it, we take it back and we call it a day.
That is an acceptable idea, I believe.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Maybe the what's his face? Maybe he knows what it is.
Can we just let's
is it
just
saying anything?
try to
Talk and
just
walk.
Talking.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
walk and talk.
make
Is
it
there any, like,
follow.
bags?
Make sure it comes with us.
Eric,
Make it
is there, like,
follow.
just-
Yes.
Is there like
follow
bags or
us.
crates sitting around here? You're in a mine, right?
You're in a mine, but there's no like everything that was probably tools like crates, infrastructure was basically demolished by the elementals. You see just pieces of wood and just it's basically got decimated after the elementals got free reign of this place. And Nathan, you said you wanted to say something to this.
Yep.
Um.
I'm trying to convince it to just straight up follow us.
How? What are you saying to it?
Could you just follow us?
It-
Just straight up.
It
without some
it
question.
nods
Not
at
even
you.
a please?
It nods at you.
Not necessary after this fucking intimidation that it just went through.
Just poked at him.
But yeah, it nods at you and is like, "Hey." Yeah. Well, it says nothing. He just nods at you. It's like,
I would take Brit aside if that's okay.
Walk and talk.
okay, so
Okay. Great. I believe that this could be cause of an imbalance. Overmining, perhaps, awoken the elementals. I would like to look into it.
Karok's eye twitches. There are
Nothing wrong with a
solutions.
bit of mining.
Says the dwarf.
As
But
much
Earth-
as I would like to allow this, I'm afraid we were sent to do a job. We might as well complete.
I
it.
think we should head back. Inform the Lord that we have completed their aimless little task for them. We also use how swiftly we completed the task to persuade them to sponsor some sort of religious mission, of course. And
Our deal.
well,
was,
I don't know what
our
we're gonna do
deal
with that,
was
to be
a
honest.
little bit. Our deal was a little bit of coin and a place to stay. I would not push them further, as we might lose either one of them.
Yet.
We can
Could
always
just fucking
come.
fund a temple, and then you wouldn't have to
I
pay
would
for the
imagine this
accommodation.
place. I would imagine this place will still be standing by the time we get back, and then you can work on it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. You know, what, I'm gonna stay here to make sure it remains standing. You all
Jack-
go just talk to
No.
the nice man? You know, it's very
Oh.
dark in here. Anyone got a torch?
Like Farron like snaps his neck back, looks at Karok. Karok, you're not one to run away from your problems. I expect better from you.
Oh, I'm not running away.
So he
I am
gives him a
solving them.
glare.
And then if you slightly look behind Farron, there's also Brit giving the death stare as well.
Nathan. The elemental seems to be following you more
Also,
than
they
the rest of the
love that.
par members, just kind of floating above you to the side. But
I am greatly displeased by this.
Okay,
To be
so
honest, it seems to be following us on its own accord, so might as well use
Not
it
of
while
that.
it's still willing to follow us.
Yeah, we've been
Want
walking
to get
through
this
this
done?
conversation, by the way.
Yeah, we've been doing
Should
that.
be out of this cave.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it takes
focusing
you
on the wrong thing. Don't focus on
Take-
talking.
It is
Focus on
very-
talking.
takes you several minutes, and you're back at the outside. You see, majority of the people are leaving back to, I guess, a coal mesh, and you see the tiefling just kind of patiently waiting by the rock, kind of eyeing the entrance. And as soon as he sees the first of you emerge, he kind of looks a bit confused. Have you? It's been like. And then he kind of, his eyes
8
kind of
minutes.
Gives a giant. Brit gives a giant smirk and a nod.
and then it spots the elemental that is behind you. Its eyes kind of lock to it. Where did you get this?
Oh, I knocked it clean out of a bigger elemental.
Oh.
A better question is, where did you get this? What evil powers have you been conspiring with?
We haven't gotten anything. This is an odd one. Nathan, as soon as he says that, you feel a grip on back of your shoulders by the elemental. As you look to the side, it seems to be hiding from the tiefling in front of you all. The tiefling kind of stands up at attention, kind of in the eyes, the elemental from afar as you kind of get closer. I guess good work. I'll need to check, but this little thing seems to be following you. Willing to sell it?
I
don't really own
kind
it,
of.
so...
I'm standing in front
haven't.
of them. No, I am standing in front of you as well. I apologize, but I believe. Just a moment. Fuck's sake! Don't.
Time for Dagger
Bro,
to show he's a
bro,
true nature
bro.
friend.
Bro.
Anyways,
legitimately.
I'm back. Shush.
Okay.
I believe that if the elemental desires it, it is its choice. But I doubt it might follow to one who controls the elements. So be wary. I defend both nature and civilization.
He kind of
This-
looks. The tiefling looks at you, Dagger, and then rolls his eyes, looks back at all of you. 500 gold pieces up front.
I look at Nathan.
Turning back to the elemental.
You see its
Would you
eye.
even be willing to follow this man?
As soon as you say that, I don't know if in normal or hushed tone, it starts to
In
claw.
hushed.
Yeah, it starts to claw at your back. It starts to just lower itself behind your back. God damn it,
Talk to
Throg.
mute yourself.
Sorry, I can't control the dog. I'm trying to mute myself.
Can do.
Yeah, it
It's
seems.
actually just Dagger getting more and more uncomfortable around this tiefling.
Good point. Continue. You were saying something, Raxus?
Basically, the elemental seems to be clawing at your back and trying to get behind your back as It doesn't seem like it's a yes. It doesn't seem like it wants to go anywhere where this tiefling is offering.
Well, looks like it's made its choice.
Kind of looks at Britt for confirmation.
Indeed. No. Graciously decline your offer, but it has made its own decision and it is coming with us.
You see a confused look from the elementalist. Then this smile. Roll me an insight.
Everyone again?
Yeah, those who care, I guess.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I'm
Roll
just
an
putting my
insight.
dog,
Insight.
further away.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is perfect Nathan note.
Just a second.
As you're having this conversation outside, you see the storm has been gathering for some time and it begins to rain. Theron and Nathan with Chadwick as well on top of it. You look at the tiefling, you look at his polite smile. You look at his face. You see this this bitterness, this anger, this frustration. As if a teacher looking at a bunch of toddlers not understanding something very so basic. You don't understand. This would be a burden for you. Well, if you give it to me, I can take care of it, and you would get richer.
If it's going to be a burden for us, then mind going
Britt,
into...
you weren't aware of this.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Sorry, this was just an insight of what we kind of imagine his inner dialogue to be.
Okay. All right.
With that, yeah, kind of. I kind of just take a glance around to see anyone who just sees the same thing. Take a peek at Nathan and just motion my head to keep moving, ignoring it like everyone else who didn't notice.
This is falling on deaf ears, like, even though it was just, well, an inner comment. But overall,
So, you assume...
Deep breath from Dagger.
Okay, so all of you pass by the elementalist. And you kind of just proceed, I assume.
Yep, no reason to stop.
Yeah.
Time to collect your reward, get a home.
Somewhere out of the what's it called, the camp, out of the quarry, you see one of the lord's guards kind of whistle and get your attention, and he starts to yell out, "It's closing time for the quarry. The lord has assigned you some lodgings for the night. Also, are you done already?"
Yes, surprise. Yes, because we are quite efficient at doing what we do.
I can imagine the posture while you say that.
Britt is so smug right
Like,
now.
the
Also,
pose
Simply
and the
did our
face.
work.
should
as we should do.
we hide this little
Well, I mean,
No, we should
nature
do.
buddy?
Chadwick
all
has
they
the
know
biggest
is that
burden face.
I would imagine that since they've already saw two thunder
Yeah.
elementals with them, they would imagine, oh, that's just another one that
I
they
mean,
had to do.
I mean, because you rolled quite a high insight already, you probably assume because this town, village, or city uses quite a bit of elementals in their quarry work. Seeing additional elemental is not exactly something out of the ordinary. As the guard just kind of ushers you, saying, "Yeah, your place is gonna be in the coal whistle. Pretty good as taverns go. Meat is pretty fine too. But yeah, he basically leads you through.
As for getting paid,
He kind of looks back. Well, I'll send word to the Lord. And if all goes well, you should be having your payment in like an hour or so. And I know where you are, so it's not going to be a difficult
Excellent.
way to get you. Yeah. Give me a second.
Lead the way then.
Give me a second. As you walk through the...
Short chuckle, just looking at Brit. I did not know you had such avarice, sister.
But yeah, takes you...
To be fair honest, I thought completely forgot that Chadwick had that up his sleeve. As I walk
I
away.
think we all did.
So,
You think any state of mind would be anything less than legendary?
He kind of pets
I'm more
You can see
impressed.
Farron is incredibly
seems like-
proud.
It seems like a bit of a.
Somebody's earned a sugar cube.
You're getting your fucking
Jesus
horse kicked in the
Christ.
face.
Okay.
Does anyone else notice
not
like
this.
any kind of profiling being done here?
Yeah.
Let's not disrespect
Okay.
the one who actually did all the work.
Okay. So, takes you a good 4 or 5 minutes. You go to this nice building made of stone, a 2-story building. No sign, no nothing. The door opens widely, and you can see that there is a crowd of what you assume are the workers of the mine, basically drinking and enjoying themselves. As food and drink is aplenty, and Chadwick, it's big enough for you to enter, and nobody seems to stop you from entering.
Oh, yeah.
And as you enter, the guard looks at you, Britt, and says, so yeah, drink, eat, whatever you want. Upstairs there is a room reserved. It has their name on it, because the Lord only caught their name, so you will find it enough for 8 people. And he kind of looks at Chadwick for a bit. Centaur?
Yeah.
Ah, good. So yeah, basically the guard says for you farewell and leaves to the outside, and now you're basically in the cold whistle. So it's been 3 hours. You want to continue or you want to call it?
I think now's a good time to stop.
Do we want
Yeah.
I have a simple question.
Yeah.
I have.
Wait, but
Yes.
But before we go off of this, should we just end it on a long rest?
Yes,
We got rooms.
I have-
Apologies.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to have one question for Brit and one question for the Elemental.
Uh-huh.
For the Elemental, are you from here, or did they summon you?
It stares blankly at you, doesn't seem to respond at all.
It's a baby.
It's a baby!
Like later that evening, before the actual long rest, Nathan would approach Brit. I know these are rules that don't really apply anymore, but our purpose as the Center's order was to keep forces out of this world, especially corrupting ones. And even if this is just a remnant of one, by definition, it corrupted something we did. And even if it doesn't know itself, it may be out of a different world. Does it deserve to continue existing?
Think about it, so it's hard to say where it exactly came from. We found it in a
Itself
cave
doesn't
over.
know.
We found it in a cave already there. As far as I'm concerned, it was there, and they just dug in the wrong spot until proven otherwise. As far as I saw, from my perspective, it was just if this what is in fact the same elemental, it was
You
just
okay?
spooked.
Just let him fucking finish his sentence.
As far as I saw, it got spooked. So, I'm willing to believe it. Let
Okay.
it stay until it becomes a problem.
I think at least one person should stay awake at a time to make sure it doesn't snap our necks in its sleep.
Of course, we'll be taking the same types of shifts we've always been.
Thank you.
Well, you don't need to roll anything because you're in a tavern. You drink, you eat. Question: is anybody gonna get drunk to the point that they're not gonna wake up tomorrow?
And
So
the
about
pleasures of the
that-
Spender's order tells us to not endure in picking up the tankard, the hand of the deck of cards, or the hand of a wench. As long as our hand is held by someone higher than me.
Meaning, since no one here is higher than me currently.
Being drunk
Couple me
goes
up
against
like-
rules diligence, therefore I cannot.
Chadwick.
The
This
tenets are
depends.
void. Continue.
Chadwick. This highly depends. If Chadwick will go drinking, then so shall it be.
Okay. Those who drink, roll me 3 Constitution saving throws, and with that, I guess we're gonna call it, cause you don't need to roll anything. Cause you're in the tavern in the middle of a city, and nothing bad happened, as you all took a long, nice rest, and some of you probably gonna get in misadventures because you drank too much. Yeah, Karok on the grind said TM.
Yeah, let me see here.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna call it. So
Karok is the real reason why we're taking watches.
Smite.
To keep
Smite.
an eye on
We
it.
got to.
Smite.
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 Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite. Smite.